Hello, everyone. Welcome to this session on the MoST 4 orientation along with the QA/QC training. Thank you so much for being here. What we're going to be doing is I'm going to make sure that we go through what is most relevant for you to understand as part of the upcoming MoST 4. Rather, this is the day one of it, and I wanted to make sure that you all understand how the program is going to work and how we move forward on it. So, team, before I get started with the next relevant sections, I have a small poll to take from everyone. And I want to ask you a few questions. One is this one. Do you know what is MoST? So, since there's so many participants here, it will give me a good gauge to understand how many of you know what is MoST, what does it stand for, and I can accordingly take it forward. And the reason I'm asking is not only would I know what you, the audience, knows primarily, but also the fact that you will also see what the other members in the audience are familiar with. Okay, so you don't feel anywhere left out of it. All right, team. So we're towards the end of this poll. There are about 64% votes in. So please give it a few seconds and uh, make sure that you fill it up in, please. 72% votes in team. I'm giving it 5 more seconds and then we'll close this. All right, about 80% close to. So let's go. Closed. Thank you everyone for that. So here are the results. If you all can see it, we have about 53% who says you know what is MoST and about 47% who do not know what it is but you like to know it. And the reason I wanted to make sure is so that we address it accordingly. So it's good that I know it. Now I'll tell what MoST is. So I have created a specific folder in my Google Drive, just like I do it for other programs of MoST. So we have, this is the fourth batch of MoST, and you'll see the other batches of MoST that we've done so far, and each of them will have different folders for themselves. Now we are creating our MoST 4 folder, and in this you all will have access to it. Okay, so in this I'm going to create a new document, a couple of documents that I want to take and be able to talk about it. So what is MoST, team? The first question. Okay, MoST is a training program that is oriented for you to become a master of software testing. When I say this, what I mean is if you are a QA engineer, a testing professional, QA engineer, a test professional, uh, an automation engineer, and so on, or you wish to become one, this specific program has been designed to help you achieve this goal quickly and very efficiently. So when I say efficiently, what I mean is give you the right skills, right talent, right confidence, and give you that right amount of exposure with the tools that are required for you to become a successful software test engineer. And I call them as masters of software testing. So this program is a 3 months program, and typically it'll continue up to 3 years. What do I mean? Within 3 months, you'll get exposure to whatever you really need to be there, but you have access to repeat it or access all the video library for about 3 years. Okay, it covers many courses. All right, it is not one course. So right from manual to automation, scripting, okay, interview help, and so on. And it is a very practical, job oriented session. So what that means is when we go through this session, you will see how actually you can build practical experience, create a resume with real experience that you can quantify and talk very confidently when you get in front of your interviewers. Okay, now this is a document that I'll create about MoST overview and keep it there. And this is exactly how we proceed with every master of software testing training. Now, let me quickly go to the drive and look at the earlier MoST 3 members folder. Do you see this, team? This was started sometime last year, towards, I believe, October or November. and we've continued to, we're just finishing up with most three, with the Selenium live training right now, and then the live project. But here is the folder which all the members have access. There are many participants, whoever are part of it, have access to this folder, and they go through everything. The one thing that I want to take from here and be able to show you is the learning schedule team. So I'm going to copy this learning schedule, rather make a copy. And then, where is this? Did they create a new one somewhere? Okay, copy of most three learning schedule. And I'm going to move it to the most four folder that I just created. So all the participants who have been prepaid or already have enrolled into most four, you will get access to this folder after this session. So Manoj, I hope and I believe you're there, and my team also, a few of the participants are present here. I request you to start sharing it with the participants as we progress through the sessions. Okay. So I put that learning schedule there. Also, let's take this approach document so that I don't have to create a new document. And the focus of this one is to build the schedule, not to really work on the overview, because we've done that overview sessions earlier. And since this is the day one, we want to make sure that we get into the real meat of things. Okay, where is this most for, and say move. So no, not move, sorry. I need a copy of this. The same thing. It's taking time. I don't know why to create this copies so long. And this is gonna now move to, where is move? Move to, there you go. I don't know why I didn't say it. Okay, so I've got these two files team. So now let's take them and start working with these four files. Okay, everything else will come back to you. If I can show you, for example, the contact list of most three, I'm going to hide quickly the phone numbers and email IDs of all the participants. So that way I'm not publicly sharing anything. And so here is the list of all the participants who attended the most three batch, and I believe this got combined with many other projects and it kept going. So most is that mega program which happens through execution of making sure that you learn all the essential stuff that you need to launch a successful career in software testing. All right. So now let's go back to our most four members access. We have this here. Let's start with the approach document very quickly, team. We can just scan through it and then we will go through the other one. This is how we went about the third batch. Okay. So we said the intent and goal is master software testing. A lot of time and effort needs to be spent from your end, team. So when we go through it, it is not that we have trainings every day, but there'll be a lot of things for you to do offline along with your team. Each of you will be divided into those groups, and you will have to start teaming up, pairing up with your team, put up a schedule, and do a lot of combined studies, combined projects, and so on. Okay, and we will go very deep into each topic, team. The intent is not to just get a overview idea so that you can just get through the interview. So a lot of uh, what has been done in this current training industry is that they talk about the what you need just to get through the interview, like mock up with the questions and answers and so on. But we go from fundamentals, we try and build the foundation and go advanced. The entire course team, it starts very basic with manual software testing, MS Office basic level, basic HTML knowledge and so on. Then we get into some live projects with manual testing, mobile application testing, training and project, QTP, Selenium, and then we get into lot of career based sessions. Okay, that will talk about your placement, that will talk about your resume interviews, preparations, mock interviews and so on. All right. And if I continue to see the show you the document, primarily you will see that we have a lot of team interactions, team. Okay, so you all will be part of a group depending on your time zone, and you will start interacting. And whenever you see that one of your team members is not really focused, you are the ones who are motivating each other and saying, hey guys, let's meet up, let's try and finish our project work, what's assigned to us, and keep going. Okay, so as you see, all this document information is there. When you go through the video, you can go back to read some of it. But primarily, team, there are the couple of words that I really highlighted here are present and presentations, right? So you will be the participants as part of the live project who will be presenting information back to everyone else. So that will really break the ice for you. It will make you feel comfortable to be able to talk, not only from a communication, your comfort level, but also on the project that you have done. So that is exactly mocking up what you do in an interview. So once you feel comfortable to talk about the project and know exactly what you've done, it'll become very easy for you to practically approach interviews and start talking there. At the same time, team, not only do you learn by doing it yourself, these presentations and so on, as part of the live projects, but also when you see or and hear the other participants, other members presenting it from your team and other teams, you will also see that how they are doing it. And one of the tough things here is we welcome challenges. Okay, so challenges are very, very key for our success here, team. When we see challenge, we say, wow, I love it, I'm so happy we got a challenge, because every challenge, as and when we overcome, we get better and better at it, team. So unless you're really pushed to a challenging zone which is out of your comfort, and then you go through it, that is when you learn. It's very simple, team. You will not learn swimming without at least gulping in water through your nose and into your lungs a few times. Okay, you're gonna go into the water. It's very gonna be very uncomfortable, but that is the way you'll do it. You're not gonna learn riding a bike unless you're gonna trip and fall, lose your balance, or anything, team. So the failures are truly what are important, but this is the training ground, and we want you to face all the possible challenges, because this is where you want to do it. The tougher portion of this entire program is not about the challenges or the tight schedule and what we do. It is also about the fact of the critics that we have. When I say critics, I mean myself and my technical team members are present all through. We're going to see how you're working, what you're doing, what you're studying, how the live projects are going, and we're going to give you very critical reviews, team. And sometimes the reviews will be even why is the font like this, why is the color like this, why is it not well organized, and it can go all the way to you didn't even understand the project, or this is not what we expected, and so on. We give you a very, very straight feedback, not with an intent to say that you're not doing something right. It is an intent to say that you are under training. The more we point, we identify where we are weak, what we do right and what we do wrong, that is when we can correct you. All right, so I just want to make sure that you understand that we go through all of this, and there is a lot to learn. But this is a great approach, very successful that we've done this so far, and people have really seen the values. We continue to get emails and calls every day from participants saying how it has helped them in their career and so on. All right. Now, this is the overview, team. I just wanted to give the document as is rather than trying to recreate it again. Now comes the learning schedule. So this is the learning schedule which primarily talks about when do we start, when do we end. So I'm going to take off these dates out here, and we'll start filling them in as we go along. But the topics kind of remain the same. That way we know what we're doing. Um, Here is where we kind of divide all the teams, all the topics, and we keep a track on how we are progressing, how we are doing things, where we are, and so on. Okay, so it's like a checklist, and we know that we are not missing any of them. All right, team. So now, having said this, yes, sometimes we initially intended for this to be a 10 weeks program, but what we have seen is it typically becomes a 15 to 18-week program, because there are a lot of topics which spread across the time. But in the first 6 to 7 weeks, you get a good base, enough knowledge on at least some of the most essential aspects, and that way you become very comfortable too. Okay, and you can start attending interviews from the fourth and fifth week once you build up a profile. So before I go to this section, I want to put another poll to everyone. Let me see if there are any questions that I need. Okay, I'm quickly looking at a few questions, team, that I want to be able to take and then come back. I'm getting movie mode in your session. I don't know what's a movie mode, not your voice. So I hope everyone is able to hear me right now. How to access Google Drive? Resvi, as I said, the members will be given access. Manoj from my technical team will be sharing the access to all the participants who have confirmed the folder access. Okay. My microphone has been muted. I couldn't hear anything. So, Divya, for example, there are dozens of participants in this session, and everyone is muted so that I take questions on the chat. Now, if you have any questions that are coming up, please use the question and answer section, please, to be able to put it. And if your microphone is muted, it doesn't mean that you can't hear me. If mine is muted, then you can't. So you're fine to hear. Right now, I have not yet unmuted anyone to be able to talk. Lesbi, please reach out to the team. They will give you access. Okay. All right, team. So, any other questions before I jump into another poll question that I really want you to help me answer? So, here is the one. Is software testing a happy career line? Is this a job that you really want to do? In fact, I don't even know how many of you are in which state of software testing, but I really want you to tell me if should we Google and see what have been the happiest jobs. And I know, team, you all of us will be inquisitive. I'm sure right now some of you are going there and trying to look at Google and see what is the answer for it. But here is what I'm going to do. So I just got 23% votes. I'm really not either way. I'm going to show it to you. So I'm not going to stop doing that. Right. So far it's 100%. But what I'm trying to ask is if I go to Google team and let's say yes, happiest jobs in 2013 or 2014. Do you see this, team? I started to try and search for this earlier, and when I searched for jobs in 2014, the happiest jobs, this is what came up, team. And it's not just IT related. Okay, they're across everywhere. And the what this says is database administrator is the number one, and the second one being quality assurance engineer. And then we have executive recruiter, which is an HR line. Underwriter is in a financial line where we're talking about loan underwriting, someone who's looking at an application and saying if they are eligible to get a loan and so on. Then executive assistant is an administrative position, software developer, designer, program manager, and so on. So this is come from Career Bliss. But if you look at, for example, Forbes and look at the happiest and unhappiest jobs, let's see if there's something that comes up. I believe these are slides. So the first happiest jobs that they show is the database administrator, like I was talking about, team. This is for 2014. The next one is quality assurance engineer, and it also talks about the pay scale and so on. So this is not me, or just because I am in this field of training or so that I'm saying. You could Google it and look at what results are coming up. The reason they're very highly it's a lot of there's a lot of happiness in these jobs, team, because it is the right amount of mixture between people, systems, applications, software programming, analytics, and so on, team. So you, number one, are a business analyst. You understand how the business works. Number two, you will do a little bit of programming or that kind of related scripting, little bit of it, not extensive like developer. Three, you interact with different types of department. You interact with developers, database, business analysts, UI engineers, database administrators, the business end of folks who really run the business, the sales guys, the management. You get to meet a lot of people, team, as part of this. Okay, but again, you have to be sophisticated, you have to be polished, you have to be really approachable as a personality to really get to that. Okay, but this role is very common and it runs across multiple things, and this is one of the reasons it's not having too much stress, and with little training and little bit of good communication analytical skills, people are able to find the job and they're happy with it. Also because they don't have to really travel or go. Let's say you live in Los Angeles, you can try to get a job within LA. But let's say if you're an SAP business and SAP analyst or SAP consultant or Oracle consultant, and you work for, let's say, a company like IBM or an Accenture, you have to keep on traveling and be on the road because not every store or every shop uses SAP. So there's limited opportunities, but in QA you have many opportunities, team. You have, if QA is common across, even if it's a Java based organization or a .NET, or it's a financial company or healthcare, or they're using an SAP, or they're using Siebel. So irrespective of the platform, the domain, QA is a common area. So you have a lot of local opportunities, but at the same time you have significant competition. Okay, just because of this kind of outputs that have come even from Google and other analytics, you will see that this has happened. So in fact, even if you look at the 2013, so I saw this of 2013 from Forbes. I don't think this had a link. Okay, let's see. I think this one has something here. The first one here was saying the real estate agent. Looks interesting. See, I'm not from that real estate agent area at all. Yes, I've worked a significantly mortgage domain, but not necessarily in real estate. But see, seems to be a happy job. Why? Probably they're meeting people, they're doing some kind of intellectual work, and there's a combination of it. But the second one continues to come to be as a quality engineer or a senior quality engineer team. And these are reports. I just wanted you to feel good and happy about it. Um, Oops, I'm so sorry, team. I am really sorry. The screen seems to have been frozen because I didn't hide the results. All right, team. So let me quickly show you. So here it is. This is what I was doing. Okay. So let me go back, and it's a happy topic, so we can definitely revisit it again to show you. So I went to Google, like I was talking, and you heard me speaking, and I searched for happiest jobs in 2014. And what you see here is the list of those happiest jobs that I was talking about, and I read through. And according to Career Bliss, and there's something called as a Bliss score, the QA engineering is coming as the second. And then I talked about executive recruiter, assistant, program manager, underwriter, and so on. And then I was showing you the happiest and unhappiest jobs of 2014. And in this, when I clicked on it, this is from Forbes.com. The first one is the database administrator, and the second one is the QA engineer team. This is what I was trying to show earlier. All right. I hope now you all could see, team, everyone. Yes? No? Yes. Okay. Team, please keep your questions very relevant to what we're doing. But we'll come to each of your questions that is important, and I address it as we go. Because someone is asking me, do you install software in a computer? Why will I do it? And this is what I really don't understand with our overall crowd team. Why are we so bent about spoon feeding, team? The training institutes come to you and say, you know what, don't worry, we will give you the software, we'll install it, we will do the interviews for you, we will prepare the resume for you, you just join us, we will train you. Team, honestly, I would never go in that route. I want you to be self independent. Why are we depending from day zero? In 3 months you can get to that confidence level, because with all this you get to a job and you then realize, oops, why am I even here? I have no skill, no confidence, nothing that I've done on my own. I can't even install the software, I can't even write my own resume or talk about my projects. It's a bad state to be in, team. And that is why you need to go in the right guidance. So please do not get misled by people who talk about giving you everything that you need. What you need is confidence, what you need is the right skill set. Okay, so I've asked a few questions, a few poll questions. I wanted to ask one more question, team, for sure, before I move forward. This is very essential, especially with all the questions that come up. I just wanted to see where are you currently in your career. Okay, are you working and happy with what you're doing right now? It could be QA or other fields, because a lot of participants try and do migration from one field to the other. Okay, and when they want to enter IT because of the scope of good work, good pay, and more like desk jobs, they try to enter IT, and QA is a great field. So I want to be able to look at where is majority of you. Okay, where are majority of you? So are you working in QA but looking for better roles? Are you searching actively for a QA job? Or you need to start search in near future. You're not yet doing it, but in the near future you want to be able to do it. So out of all the participants who are there, I just want to quickly be able to see where you are. All right, great. So let me close this poll. We have about 70% votes, team. Let me give 10 seconds for the remaining participants. Just choose where you are with your current career. Put in your vote and let me close this poll and share it with everyone, please. Team, few more of you. All right, we're closing it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There you go. Okay. All right, team. So 76% votes have come in, and I'm. Can you? Someone tell me if you are able to see the results on the screen? Can you view the results on the screen? Okay, great. So this is talking about who you are and who the fellow participants are right now. So 5% is are working, rather 20% of people are currently in QA or working in QA and have, but 15% of you are definitely looking for better roles. But the majority, if you see the 79%, I don't know why it's not adding up to 100 right now, are actively looking up for, I think we are short by one there, right? Uh, are actively looking for a QA job or need to start search in near future. So you're there, you're looking for the QA job and you're trying to get into that zone, team. And that is the audience, and that is what this course is built for. This course is not built for the top 5% at all, team. So if you're someone who's already in QA, in fact, for the top 20% in this, the first 5% and 15 who said they're working in QA, you may not need this. So, example, if you are already in a QA job, then you don't have to go through this entire program again. You can just pick the specific courses that will help you in your growth, like QTP or Selenium or mobile app testing or load testing and so on. Okay, but for the remaining of you, this is the very relevant. Now, let me quickly talk to you about the learning schedule and how I wish to propose what we do, team. All right. The mode of learning, team, if I can say, is part videos, part live. And when I say live, we will do live trainings and we'll also do live projects. You will be having access to a lot of content from ITeLearn, almost all that is available there, almost all courses. Okay, not everything, but almost all. So if you go under online trainings and you see the different courses out here, you will have access to the video content from a lot of these courses handy with you. All right. And we continue to add new content as we go on. You also can upgrade depending on your need and so on. So MS Office and HTML is one thing, team, because I believe strongly that you need some basic level understanding of how to work with a Word document, a PowerPoint, a Microsoft Excel, and how does a HTML code look? How do you write a simple HTML to create any web page? This is very important, team. For this, I don't believe you really need to go through a formal live training. So I've kept this as videos in the MoST 3. I will also do the same as videos for MoST 4, team, because we don't need really live guidance on this. However, as we go through the remaining sessions, we will be using the skill that you have not learned here and we'll be applying it. So this is about half a week exercise. We will do it as videos. Then comes the manual testing, team. So when I say manual testing, we're talking about, you know what, let me keep it this as a basic element. The fundamental concepts of how the testing is done, what are the different methodologies, the life cycle, documentation, plans, test cases, how do you report defects, the entire process, team. The way I'm planning to do it is, number one, you have good access to very good tutorials on QA training videos page. So let me quickly go there. Software testing fundamentals. Okay, I'm going to take this URL. I hope it's here. Oh, it's there here. And this talks about what videos you can watch out here. Okay, all right. So there are many videos. Don't worry about the live project videos right now because we will be doing live project. Okay. Software testing fundamental videos is the ones that I'm talking about. You have access to many videos. Now, we will also be starting a live training coming week. Okay, me and a co-trainer, in fact a co-trainer that you've already been seen in who has presented the quality center in ALM modules to you as demos a couple of weeks back, Shankar, he will be doing the sessions, and I, Manoj, and the technical team will be behind it to make sure that how we are progressing overall with it. So the software testing fundamental free videos is something you can watch, and some of these to get a basic idea, but then he will take it a project, show you how to do it for one project. Then he will also take you into the quality center that is needed to the extent so that we can quickly move into the next area. This will give you the right footing, the right amount of start that you need. So manual testing, live training with a sample project. So instead of we taking a theory aspect and start teaching you, which we have already covered in these videos, which we'll have access to, what we are trying to emphasize is that we will take another live project and we will talk about how do we start testing that application. Okay, so we will expose you to that, and you can take that and also put it on the resume that you've been part of this project and how it was executed. You were one of the team members participating as part of that program. Okay, now, once you've done with that, then we will get into not SQL and database testing. I'm not sure if this is what we want to do. Manual testing live with QC, quality center. Okay, it's HP QC. We are contemplating between QC or ALM. The only reason we are banking more towards quality center rather than ALM is the difference in terms of the capability is there, but not so much at a beginner level or an intermediate level. Number one. Second, the configurations that are required will need a very high amount of RAM and a very fast processing system to be able to install and get the server ready on your local machine. So instead of that, what we thought is let's start in an easy manner so that your focus is on learning the tool with a little earlier version of HP Quality Center like 10 and so on. And then as phase two, when you come back in, let's say in month or two, we will upgrade you to ALM. Okay, so right now we thought that should be the approach, and that's where we put it. So this will take about 2 weeks, team, overall. Okay, so when will we do MS Office and all that? Start date, end date, we'll start putting it. But this one we are starting on 9th of Feb. So this is 2/9, 9th of Feb, and end date will be this plus about 15. I will put team. So about 24th we should be ending with this. As part of it, we will also cover JIRA, Bugzilla. We'll give an overview of it and guide you through the videos that are there. So that way you're well taken care. That is also there. I'll just put it here, covered in manual testing. What happened? Why is my space not working? Covered in, oh, it's coming, but it's not showing it in manual testing section. So this will not be separate. The only reason I kept it here is because we have access to the links that will be easy for you. SQL and database testing team, this is one thing you should take it as videos. You should not worry too much about the practical aspects in terms of the not practical aspects, the live training aspect, because if we continue to do everything as live, it'll take forever, team. And we don't want you to be under 6 months training and then get into the job market. We want to get you job ready very quickly. So we'll keep about a week's gap in between, and we will go through the SQL and database testing. In fact, even MS Office and HTML. Let's move it here. Insert one above. This I'm going to delete. Any questions while I'm still doing this, please? This I'll put it as 1 week, and this will be starting right after this and go on for star plus 7 star. This is the best thing to do. Just in case, I'll say it's 2.5 weeks, because what happens is sometimes we're giving breaks so that people are getting prepared to join up and so on. I want to make sure that we have enough time. So team, while I'm thinking and building up this learning schedule, if there are questions, I'll be happy to answer, please. SQL and database testing, I'm saying 1 week. So I'm just going to quickly copy this from here to here, and it should come up. Test management tools, we don't need anything, so this is fine. Mobile app testing video. So we have not yet built the schedule for the following programs, but I know that the way we're going to progress is we will either do mobile app testing first, or we will do QTP or Selenium team. So I would say that we will go for QTP and Selenium, QTP first, then mobile app testing, and then finally Selenium, because we're just doing Selenium right now. Yes, if any of you are in a hurry to quickly acquire a skill that is required for you, that's in a job interview that's coming up, or you need to get into a job very quickly in the next 3-4 weeks, you have the entire program. Most 3 videos are there. The entire tutorials are ready for you currently. You can go through them. What will be very, very important, team, are live projects. So this will be a live training with a sample project. If possible, in between, after you're done here, before we get into the QTP live project, in fact, we will do it. We will do a manual testing live project. In this, team, all that you've learned so far, we will apply that and go through a project. You will be working with your team members on this project, team. All right. So this so 312, this plus 1, and this I'll just copy it from here and put it up here. So there you go. So this is going to be a manual testing live project video, team. So at the end of this section, you would feel extremely comfortable to get into the manual testing zone and so on. Okay. Now let's see, when will this be done by? This will be done by 27th of March. A little long, but looking at what all we will do as part of it and how we will progress, you will be comfortable with it. So 1 month to go through this, we will try and make it sooner. But then we have live training of QTP for 2 weeks, and then live project. This may be more like 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 3 and 2. So just going to quickly change this color and copy this everywhere. Okay, so we're talking about mid of June, by which we'll be completing all of these things, team. Okay, this includes live projects, live training for Selenium, for QTP, everything. We will be repeating all of these over a period of the upcoming few weeks. Now, apart from that, we will also get into resume and placement. This will be ongoing as we go through. As you build your resume, you can always reach back, collect feedback, and say what we're going to do from there. Okay. All right, team. So at a high level, this is the detail. Once we get the team names, once we put everything together, then it'll be easy for us to start introducing you to your team members and start saying what you have to do. The only request, team, that we keep insisting is the notes out here, which you'll also have access to once we do it. But while you're watching any video content that we provide, do not try and spend too much time by pausing it, repeating it, rewinding it, or taking, trying to practice. Watch them more like a movie, team. The reason I say that is because it will not be enough for you to do it one time to be able to really understand. You should watch it like a movie. You're not going to pause, rewind, or forward a movie just to make sure that do you understand every scene, right? You're trying to capture whatever is the essential portion of it and move on, right? The same way you're going to do it while you're watching the videos that I ask you to do when we are doing the videos, and you will have to take notes at that time, please. As you do it, there'll be summary documents that you can refer that have been created by the earlier MoST batches. That will really help you to get an idea of what is being covered. So if I go back to my drive, and I believe it's MoST 1 or MoST 2. Okay, let's see the MoST 1. Here, if you go into, for example, team logic or team concept, any of these teams, you will see, for example, Selenium live tutorials. Here, depending on the tutorial and area, there are notes that have been created already. For example, we say Eclipse and JDK, Java first program. So for this video, where is that video? What video are referring to? What is covered? How do we download Eclipse? How do we install it? How do we create a first program? Which screenshots have been created by the participants and they've been placed? Now, these are great references for you, especially when you get into interviews and so on. For example, you want to find out about methods and arrays in Java. So you just click this document and talk about what are methods, what are arrays, how do you work with them, and so on. There are many documents like this that you'll get access to, and you can go through, and it will really help you in guiding you forward in that space, please. All right. All right, team. So that's about it from my side. I wanted to prep you up. I wanted to bring you up to speed about this. This is an ongoing activity. We will talk very often. The way it works is, as a MoST team, we meet every other day and so on. We discuss what is the progress and so on. But from you, your team members, everyone, you'll start to meet very often. Okay, and that is where you will see a lot of inspiration coming to you, a lot of guidance. So, team, please, if any of you, some of you who have not yet made a decision, please do it so that we can get you into the teams. We can start interacting, having you interact with the other members, and get you on that course. All right. Now, any questions that I can answer, please. So please go ahead, use your question and answer, and start putting them there. I'll be glad to answer. I have about 13 minutes left so that I can quickly take them. If you really would like to speak, you can use the raise your hand option, and I'll be able to unmute you and you can speak. Okay. So let me see if I have someone. All right, Angela, you have a question for me? Angela, sorry, I have your hand raised. So do you have a question for me, or are you good? I'm going to unmute you again, mute you back. Niharika, let's see if you have a question, please. Unmute. Hello, Niharika. Go on. Do you have a question or no? I believe.
No,
Okay. All right. You're welcome. Um, I believe some of you are accidentally raising your hand, teams. I just want to make sure that. Prasad, do you have a question here?
Oh, yes, please. Actually, I'm from UK, like London.
Yes.
I mean, actually, I've got a couple of interviews, scheduled by the next week. I mean, so can I get any kind of I mean, fast kind of, because I'm already familiar with Selenium WebDriver as well as all the things, but I'm not familiar with the SQL queries, and I don't know what exactly going on a live environment, like what actually the testing people have to do and all.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Prasad,
is there any
my
kind of
recommendation for you. Now, is your interview gonna? So, if you're saying you're already comfortable in Selenium WebDriver, see, here's the thing.
yes.
Primarily, I don't understand, team. When you say you have an interview next week, why are we worried? Whatever you have done so
Mm-hmm.
far in your career is what you
Yeah.
put on your resume, hopefully, right? And that is what you're
Okay.
going to get asked on. Now, let us
Okay.
say that this interview expects you to be better at Selenium, or
Mm-hmm.
you see that
Yeah.
this company uses SQL and you need exposure to it. You should take those specific tutorials only for now and start learning them. The way
Okay.
you do it is, for example, you believe that this is going to be a Selenium job and you don't have too much exposure to it. You're going to go to ITeLearn. You will look at the Selenium tutorials out here too. So if you click on Selenium training videos,
Yeah.
there are all the tutorials that you need. Now, there are over 200 hours of tutorials. You really won't have time to go through all of them. All you
Okay.
need to do is take one of these fast tracks, which will be, sorry, team, give me a second, which will be between 15 to 20 hours of videos, and just watch these videos end to end like a
Okay.
movie, and take notes as you do it on the side in a physical book. That is it. And then if you have a
Okay.
little bit more time, you can repeat with another fast track.
Okay.
Only when you go to your work and you see that you have a question on a different area, then you can go to the complete training catalog here and request and look for a specific topic that you want and get information. Now,
Okay.
the same with database testing. So if you look at the database testing with SQL database videos, all that you
Mm-hmm.
need from a querying, how do you write queries, how do you install different databases, how do you work with the, for example, SQL programming and so on, all of these are there as tutorials. The same
Okay.
concept goes even here. You will need to make sure that you focus on watching them as videos, taking notes, because you don't have too much time. That is my best
Yeah.
advice. Most is not
Okay.
suitable for you yet. I would suggest
Yeah.
focus on your job interview next week. Take the
Mm-hmm.
course that you want. and then see if your job interview goes well. Very good. Otherwise, by then you can take a decision of seeing what next.
Yeah. And one more thing, like, people are asking a little bit of SQL queries, like, to take up the database connection and all. Do we need entire SQL things in order to perform a little bit of database connect? I mean, if I need to give kind of a JDBC connections or something, so I don't need a complete
So
SQL queries, right?
here is my suggestion to you. Okay, SQL,
Yeah.
SQL queries or SQL and so on is a little confusing topic to learn if you're not at peace of mind, relaxed, and just listening to it very carefully. Once you're focused
Okay.
and looking at it, it is so smooth and easy that you'll love it. It is,
Okay.
oh, okay, all right, that is great, that is amazing. Those are the kind of reactions you'll get when you sit down and you're not in a hurry to achieve something. Now,
Perfect.
when you get into an interview with a theoretical knowledge
Mm-hmm.
versus the knowledge that you've built by working on a project,
Yeah. There's
it
a lot much
might,
of difference.
there is a lot of difference.
Yes.
And
Yes. I
the,
got it.
there will be an immediate uh,
Mm-hmm.
reaction from the from the interviewer that, oh, okay, now I know that this guy does not know anything in this area. So
Yeah.
it is rather better to say that you have limited knowledge, you have the basic
Yeah.
knowledge, and but
Mm-hmm.
you're not an expert at it. That is a better thing to be upfront. But Selenium and so on, it is a little bit better. For example, because if you go through the tutorials and all that, you should be fine. SQL also
Okay.
tutorials, but it'll take a little bit more experience by sitting on it. So that's why don't venture into that at the moment.
Okay. So whatever I have got a knowledge, so I need to clarify them. This is what actually I got
Correct.
knowledge about SQL and all. Okay.
Right.
And one more thing, sir, like, do we get, the page object models and data-driven and all, test-driven, data-driven, K-driven, blah, 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 blah. There's a lot of, if I go for one interview, they'll ask for a page object model. Do you have any idea about page object model? So if I learn that thing, and if I go for a next round, next interview, some of the people asking me, do you have any cucumber knowledge? So basically, as a tester, we don't approach all these techniques, right? Like I mean BDD, DDD, TDD.
Yeah.
So
I'll
I
tell you
mean,
what,
is
Prasad.
this like
Sorry,
do we have?
short
Yeah.
because I'm sorry, I'm cutting you short because I have dozens of other participants with the hand raised and I need to get to them also. However, here's
Okay.
my answer to you. Software testing, like any other IT field, has got vast number of tools, skills, and expectations. You
Mm-hmm.
cannot be a master at everything. What we are trying
Yeah.
to do as part of this program is get you exposed and you can become a master at one automation tool, one concept, and some combination like that, and go very deep into that area, but have an overview idea about other things. Right now,
Okay.
from
Thank
a
you. Thank you.
frameworks perspective, what we do at ITeLearn are one of the most popular ones, and what we have done is really the standard is very very high. In fact, 95% of the projects you'll see not even see this kind of frameworks ever being implemented.
Okay.
It's a very advanced frameworks, and as part of the projects, I take the framework approach to teach QTP and Selenium. Okay, there is no
Okay.
end to the tools. What happens,
Yeah.
unfortunately, is even if you get into the job who's saying that they want to interview you for Cucumber and select you for that, there is no guarantee that you'll become a Cucumber expert in the next 2 years because you may be ending up doing manual only.
Yeah.
Right? So, right now, your
Okay.
focus is
Thank
what
you.
are you good at? What can you take to make sure that you
Yeah.
get into the job and then follow your passion from there on?
Sure. Yeah. Thank you.
Right? Thanks, Prasad. All right, let me go to the next one, please. Shiraz, you have a question for me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so here is the deal. I have been a Q engineer for over a long, long time, and I have a good grasp on Selenium in particular. But I feel what I need to more improve on is the architecture, how to go about building uh, a design framework, for example, would be like design something using object-oriented approach, like inheritance, encapsulation, and all those things. So, in your opinion, which areas or which particular sections of your training components should I focus on more that can help me to understand those things and help me design a better framework?
Okay. So Shiraz, again, the most of the participants, what I'm trying to do is start at a foundation level and build all the way possible to the max possible. That's what I'm trying to do. Oh, there's a lot of background noise at your end.
Yeah, sorry.
No problem. But then it will not be a comprehensive tutorial with every answer to it. It has got the 80-85% coverage of the most important aspects that you'll come across in every topic, be it core Java, be it JUnit, be it automation frameworks, and so on. But once you have this foundation and the strength on each of these areas, it is easy for you to customize and build on a few more areas from there on, team. But if you say that you have a specific need only, it's not that um, sorry, one second, team. It's not that you want to start, you're not a beginner, then this training is not for you. You would rather go to Google, sit on there, get a challenge on what you're facing at work, see some tutorials, upgrade your skill, try it, and that's how you should learn, rather than coming for the training. But if you are someone who believes that only I've played with, let's say, for example, IDE, I've just done some few scriptings here and there, I have some expertise in manual testing, but I really don't have automation tool knowledge, or I don't know, then is when you should get into the training model team. Okay. So depending on your skill, depending on the position you're in the career, you should try and choose. But let's say that you want to get into a new field or a completely new area, which is not something you've done, like Ruby on Rails or Python, or let's say Cucumber, then you should go for a training. If it is filling up the 10-15% gap in your knowledge, just do your Google search, and I'm sure you'll find a lot of tutorials out there. All right, I'm going to unmute the last one for now. I'm sorry for all the participants who have their hand raised, but I'll need to be running to the other questions on chat as well. Mohammed, please go ahead with your question while I read the chat questions here, please.
Oh, my question is, have been, well, I just got an offer for a senior tester. They're running my background check right now. What is your advice for, because I don't know much about, because my major expertise is performance testing.
Okay.
And but I got hired for a senior tester, so I know I'm going to be doing a lot of manual testing and a lot of automated testing. So what do you, in this short period of time, let's say I got about, let's say 2 to 3 weeks to get myself more conversant with the manual testing aspect part of the
Okay.
QA.
Mohammed,
So
if
yes,
you've already got the job and the background check is in progress and that is what you're waiting for, then it really does not make sense for you to pick anything other than what the company is using. Try and talk to a few people, see what skills, tools, technologies they are using in the team, and then you can see what are the best tutorials that you can get worldwide and take that course only.
okay,
Okay, so don't do anything else except for what that client is using. Forget about what the market. Now you want to focus on that job alone, not focus on anything else. That is where your strength should be. If you have
okay,
2 to 3 weeks, just see, talk to people, get some fair idea, and then get into it. Team, give me a quick minute because
thanks.
I have another session at 7 p.m. I need to quickly make sure that I'm able to change it and at least by 5 minutes so that I can answer the questions on the chat. The many questions, I assume that I should be able to. Typically, I don't even unmute participants, but I wanted to because there's so many hands raised. A lot of you were inquisitive, so I just wanted to quickly get some responses for you. Give me one quick second, please. Help of Manoj, are you there? You're there on the call, right? Will you be able to log into the Selenium session and just let the participants know that I'll be joining in 5 minutes, please? Can you do that for me, Manoj? I know you will have to log off this one and log in there. If you can do that, that'll be great. Let me know if you are able to. Otherwise, I'll quickly put the note out here. All right, team. So Any questions that you have, please start putting them in the question and answer section so that I can start taking it. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to see if I can change the time also. Will we learn ALM also, please? So Resvi, I've answered this at the beginning of it. You will, but right now we will start with the basic version of Quality Center so that it'll be easy for you to pick up, and then we can get into ALM. All right. Let's see what's next. I'm just trying to quickly look at the questions. Uh, are you going to give any projects that you can put on resume? Yes, you need projects. Yes, you need your resumes. Expect your recruiters will expect you to have some practical experiences. All the live projects are the projects that you will be doing, and you'll be taking it along with you on the resume. All right. As a premium member, are we qualified to be part of live projects? Basil, I would say the more like live projects. We're saying the projects which are going on, or you'll be participating in a live fashion. Yes, once you're a premium member, depending on the course, you will be. What is the time frame for class? Again, Razvi, this is answered. I don't have any IT background. Would this course be beneficial for me, and I would be able to find a job after this course, or I have to do more courses in this field? Balvinder, this course is all inclusive. I strongly believe, and I know it for sure, that you don't need anything beyond what is there right now. All right, this is good for you right now. Manoj, are you able to join into the other session? I'm not sure if you're still here. Okay, I think I'm towards the end of a few of the important questions that I've not done, so I can quickly go there. How much? Karthik, I'm from India. I have 4 years of experience in manual testing. I want to learn any automation tool because I saw here in IT most of jobs in automation testing. Can you please suggest which automation testing tool is easy? Nayak, all automation testing tools are same. It's very simple. All are easy. There's no complexity in any tool. You just have to sit down very carefully, go through a structured program, and try and understand the intricacies of things. Okay. Look at any of the demo videos on QTP and Selenium. Don't worry about which one. I would suggest go with what the market demands more rather than what you feel comfortable, because from my perspective, they're all the same. It is just the approach for you, and you should be comfortable with it. I would suggest go with Selenium because it's got more value to it. Sangamitra, you will get email about the course fee and all that if you have not already got it, or you can go to the pricing page on ITeLearn. You should be seeing that. Rahul, I'm a manual test engineer, but I'm getting bored of it and want to move in automation part. Very good, Rahul. This is the best question I've got today. That you've got bored of manual testing and you want to add skill to it. This is my suggestion to you. All right, Rahul, take up either QTP or Selenium. Start learning these tools. Okay. I'm not saying just from me, anywhere. And you may not get an opportunity, but while you're learning it, you will be enjoying just the learning part itself. In fact, in the next 1 minute, I'm going to be getting into the Selenium training. We are in day 14, I believe, and it is such an interesting thing. Even I love and I enjoy doing those sessions. Right? So you should take that as an advice, please. Please let me know the best automation tool I did. Selenium is good. QTP also is very good. I have 3 years experience in manual testing. You want to go for Selenium? Absolutely, go for it. So team, anyone who's already working in manual testing and you've got experience in specific areas and you're trying to grow, okay, then you can take that specific course alone, be it training as videos or live and so on. But if you want a combination of more so that you get the end to end and you get an access for 3 years, so that even next year it's going to help you with the course that is coming and so on, then you can take the other one, the MoST, please. So team, that is about it for today. I will request everyone to get on to ITeLearn. Once you get onto the website, you will see a pop-up coming up for registration for the Monday session, which is the manual testing and so on. Once you register there, you will start getting access and information about that session and how we'll go forward from there. And that will be interesting for you to attend and see if you like it from there. All right. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. Appreciate all of you joining, and we will see you back on Monday with the session. The timing also is, I think, 1 hour earlier to this. So please look at the email or look at the pop-up that will come on the website to be able to register, or send an email and we'll get you there. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Bye for now. Talk to you later. Thanks all. Bye then. Take care.